Um, Today we're looking at number 37, Sudoku Solver. Um, in this question, you're basically given a 2D character on array board filled with either numbers or character dots, meaning it's not filled yet. And then here's one critical assumption is that there will be only one unique solution for this board. So the way you want to do it is basically try to fill in all the different variations, combinations of numbers. So for example, for this number, you just fill in 1 up to 9, and then you just check whether it coincides with any of the other numbers on its row or column or in the little square. So the trick part is in the little square, and that is going to be determined by your ith and jth position, and that's a little bit tricky. So let's go ahead and do this problem. So let me first fill out the Boolean test function. So in this function, I have 4 inputs. The board itself, ijth are the index, and v is the next character to check if it coincides with any of the current values that are already filled in. So thus is going to be a pretty straightforward check because I have just 1 up to 9 characters. And then I just need to see if board K, my bad. If board K IK is V is my next character. If it is, that just means it does coincide. I just actually return false for that. And same happens for KJ. And same for that little square inside. So for example, if we're talking about this number, that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to the 8th. So 5/8 positions given, so you have to go through that square, and that is a little bit tricky. The way you do it is you divide by 3, divide I by 3 first, and then multiply by 3 again. And same for J, and that's going to give you this index. And then for the K's, you're basically just going to this or that fashion, doesn't really matter. But the way you consider it is that's 0, 1, 2, and for the 0th row, and then first row in 0, 1, 2, and 0, 1, 2 for the second row. So here you're going to check out basically saying I divided by 3 multiplied by 3 gives you on little square index. Same for J, and you also look out for that K division of 3 gives you 0, 0, 0, 0s, 1, 1, 1s, and 2, 2, 2s. Whereas K mod by 3 gives you 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, da, da, da. And for that, if board, what I'm gonna write here is ni as I and J. So which one should I be adding for the ni? So that should be this one, because for example ni is 0th, 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 and 0, 1, 2. So that's the difference for J. So of course I could combine all these 3 statements together into a one or statement. So it looks a little bit easier. It's a typo, obviously. So if I just go through all tests, then I should return true for that. So let's start off with the base case. I originally, what I had here is to just start working right away with the solve function, but notice that this is actually a DFS method to solve this. So I do need a end result to tell me that if my current input For example, if I just go through 1 up to 9 for that particular cell, I need to know which one is working. Or else, if I just start working with this directly, I'm just putting in some number, bam, in there, and then whether that will be the correct answer or not, it doesn't really work out. So what I have here is the helper function, in a sense. It just solve my board and from this, but then it comes with a signature of return type boolean, and I do need this boolean. Why? Because for every test, for example, if I'm going through 5th number, I need to know if my 5th input is a valid one or not. That's the idea. I don't even need that. So if it is not a dot, just meaning there is a character in it already, just continue, move on to the next one. And if check my board and my current character, or to say the next character to fill in, works out, then I could just I just keep solving my board. If solve my board and still is true, just meaning everything's working out, I just return true for that. And else, I'm gonna return it false. So that and if I just go through all of my characters and it doesn't really work out, for example, if I put in my first one and then the next one for whatever number that I'm putting in, it does not really work out. It just means the first one was wrong. So I have to change my current ijth back to the dot and then go backward one more time. So that resets my current state. And if go through all of my board and there is no such thing as a dot, that just means all the board is filled. So that I should return a true over here. I think that's it. Let me go ahead and run this. I tried it again. Tried it before. It didn't really work out. I'm just doing this video actually the second time. Okay. Thus just means the stack is overflowing, just meaning it's not. Oh, I should return false over here, I think, because that just means none of these combination work, none of these numbers work. I change it back to the original dot, and then I have to return a false as the flag. Run times again. Which part am I doing wrong? $21. 21 solve board because I'm just keep solving it. That's weird. Oh, I know. I did not put that in. Because I need to update that board value with my current the next character. So obviously this test is saying that these two are same. We'll just go ahead and submit that. And voila, it's accepted. Not so fast. It's okay. It's working out just fine. And this checkboard part is actually gonna help us with the Sudoku, another part. Sudoku. The valid Sudoku. The way you do this, do I even have this? The way you do this is basically just exactly the same as before. So I'll just paste that in over here first. The way you want to do this is same as the other approach. You basically go through all the indices. If it is not a dot, continue. If it were a dot, then you, my bad. If it were not a dot, then you want to check out if that character coincides with anybody else. That's the basic idea. So I think that's a base case. You can include that. You can include that. M is my row, N is my column. So one, obviously, a different part is that you don't include this, and because now you're basically testing if this current character coincides with somebody else's. So another another condition to add is for the testing cell. So this is saying that if ij is my v, oh actually v, okay, I didn't define v. Is my character at board ij and it's not my ijth position, then I should return false. So I could really just define this as, this is a lot easier. So I think that should do. Let me just go ahead and submit that. Okay, that's the kind of like a follow-up, because this one should come out first. That's a medium question, and then this hard one come out as a follow-up. So how do you solve one actually? The hard part is really to come up with a solve with a Boolean returning, because that's the kind of mistake I just made. I didn't solve it. I directly go ahead and I can't make this move because I can't stop halfway. Then I don't know which DFS hits a dead end. I have to return back. That's the problem I have. All right.